at the line this season is 1 for 2. She has a couple of points already in the game in her return after a 3-game absence because of the knee. Lefty's first free throw is off the front of the rim, no good. Bailey Hudgens checks back in for Harrison County. Also coming on the floor, Alexis Caife for Bishop Brossart. Second free throw upcoming for McNeese. Left-hander's free try is off the back of the rim, no good, and chasing down the long rebound will be Parker. Parker brings the ball to the front court on the right side, long range. Now kicks it to the top of the key to Rowe for an open three, off the mark. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Hines. She'll bring the ball to the front court, gets it on the right side to Bailey Hudgens. Bailey in between the circles, hands the ball to Hadrick. She'll fire an NBA three, short. Rebound pulled down by Alexis Caife. We'll head the other way with it. Parker, bounce pass down on the block to Kramer, who lays it in. Molly Kramer with 5 points. Gives her team a 35-21 lead with 3:24 left. Here's a three put up no good by McNeese. Rebound brought down by Caife, who has 5 boards on the night. Now going to the basket and laying it up and in is Kramer, and Harrison County needs a timeout. We'll take it as well. 3:12 left to go in the third quarter. Your score, Bishop Brossart 37, Harrison County 21. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. All right, as we get back to action, Harrison County down by their largest margin at 37-21, but have the basketball now. A bad pass is going to be stolen by Brossart. Here's a pass down low from Kramer to Lloyd. Misses the shot, gets her own rebound, puts it back. No good. Ensuing rebound is pulled in by Alexis Caife. Here's a long three once again by Brossart. No good. This time Bailey Hudgens will come away with the rebound for Harrison County. Gets it to Hadrick. Hadrick to the basket. Left-handed shot, no good. Rebound is going to be out of bounds off of Brossart. So Harrison will maintain possession as Caroline Van Hook returns to the floor. Also coming back in, Claire Hummel for Brossart. She saw some action in the first half as well. From her own baseline, Van Hook to trigger the inbounds pass. Caroline gets it underneath the basket to Hines, who goes up a shot, no good, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line. Fouls on Cora Birch, who just checked to the game. Birch, a 5'10 junior, averaging 1.3. Hines back to the line where she's 2 for 2. Half of her 4 points scored. First free throw by the senior is good. Pulls her team back to within a 37-22 margin. And we'll have another free throw here with 2:35 on the clock. And it's good as well. 37-23. Keely Custard back in the game now for Harrison. Keely with 4 points tonight. Full court man pressure by the Phillies. Inbounds pass will come to Parker. Parker up the middle into the front court. Will drift to the right side in front of her own bench. Now reverses her dribble back to the top of the key. Now angles to the left. Gets it into the hands of Rowe. And as Rowe makes a pass inside, she's going to be fouled by Hadrick. That'll be Gabb's second. From the far sideline near the hash mark, Rowe will trigger the inbounds pass. Right now, the Lady Stangs on a 14-5 run starting out this third quarter. A couple of minutes left to go in the third. With the basketball, Parker goes baseline, stops, puts up a 12-footer on the baseline, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Custard. Here come the Phillies. Custard quickly into the front court inside the arc on the left side. Gets to Hines to the top of the key to Hadrick. Hadrick on the baseline to Kylie Hudgens off the glass and good. Give the assist to Hadrick. The points to Kylie. And Harrison County is back to within a 12-point deficit at 37-25. A minute 48 left to go in the third. Brossart has had as much as a 16-point lead. Inbounds pass will come to Parker. I'd like to get that deficit down to single digits going into the fourth quarter. Hummel gets it in between the circles to Birch. Birch on the right side, long range to Parker. Parker drives to the baseline, cut off by Custer, kicks it back out top to Birch for a three. No good off to the right. Rebound goes out of bounds. Give the ball back to Harrison County. As all of a sudden, Bishop Brossart's shooting eye has left them. Of course, as we mentioned during the pregame show, Brossart only shooting 33% from the floor as a team. Hadrick in the front court tries a runner. It's going to be knocked away, and we're going to have a foul called on the Lady Stangs. It's going to be on Kramer. That'll be Molly Kramer's third. Hadrick to the line where she's 3 for 6. First free throw is on the way and off the flange, no good. Back in the ball game, Lauren Mocht returns. She'll come in for Parker for the final minute 19 of this third quarter. Second free throw by Hadrick is short, but the rebound's brought down by Hines. Her putback is good, and she's fouled. And Kara has a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Good job that time by Kara on the putback. Makes it 27-37. With a minute 18, Kara, who is 4 for 4 from the line, can get her team back to within a single-digit deficit, just like I asked for. Second free throw for Kara is going to roll in there. So the old-fashioned three-point play is converted. Lauren McNeese back in the game now for Harrison County. Phillies have now scored 5 in a row. Inbounds pass will come this time to Hummel. Hummel still in the backcourt being harassed by Hadrick, and now they're going to get Gabb for pushing on their hip a little too much. Gabb's complaining, but it was a foul. It's right in front of me. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514, and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Inbounds pass will come to Rowe. Rowe crosses the timeline on the near side of the circle, being harassed by McNeese, gets it in the corner to Mocht. Mocht tries a bounce pass. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Hadrick. Good hands by Gabb. Now Caroline Van Hook will return to the floor. Coming in for McNeese. Trying to give Lauren as much rest as possible, coming back after being out for 3 games. From her own baseline, Rowe lobs it to the foul line this time to Kramer. Kramer goes to the block, cut off by Hines. She get it back to Rowe out top. Under a minute to go here in the third. Harrison down by 9. Rowe with the basketball. Gets it in between the circle of the cape to the left side to Mocht. Mocht goes to the top of the key. Gets it inside the arc to Kramer. Kramer goes to the block, cut off by Hines. Good defense again. Now a pass to the left side to Rowe, long range. Rowe in between the circles, lobs it down to Caife, who puts it off the glass and misses the layup. Gets her own rebound, though, and puts it back up and in. Alexis Caife with 6 points and 5 offensive rebounds. The lead for the Lady Stangs back out to 39-28. With just 15 seconds left. Now with the basketball on the right side, Custard in the corner to Hadrick for a 3. Very short, no good. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Mocht. Mocht, I don't think, knew how much time was left, but now gets it into the front court. Racing to the basket is Kramer. Her shot's no good. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter of play with your score. Bishop Brossart 39, Harrison County 28. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. All right, as we begin the fourth quarter, Harrison down by 11, but with the basketball. Hadrick to the left side to Custard, long range. Back up in between the circles to Hines. Hines eyeing down the defensive Kramer. Gets it on the right side to Van Hook beyond three-point range in front of the stable. Caroline takes her dribble to the corner. Now drops it, and the loose ball picked up by the Lady Stangs. Oh, I hate unforced errors. Up the floor and into the front court come Bishop Brossart. Out top is Lloyd in the corner. She'll find Fisher, who's back in the game. Fisher gets the ball down low to Mock. Her shot's no good, but she's fouled, and we'll go to the line for two. Foul is going to be called on Kylie Hudgens. That'll be her first. Going to the line for two will be Mock. Her first trip to the line tonight. On the year, she is 6 for 9. That's 66.7%. Team averaging 9.5 has 4. At the 7:27 mark, her first free throw is off to the left, no good. Bailey Hudgens will return to the floor now for Harrison, replacing Caroline Van Hook. Second free throw upcoming for the senior Lauren Mock. It's on the way, and this one will be good for her 5th point of the night. Let that down. 12-point game now at 40-28. And now a foul called on Bishop Brossart. Checking back in the ball game very quickly will be Caroline Van Hook. Cynthiana Hardee's has made-from-scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. From the far sideline near the hash mark, Van Hook to trigger the inbounds pass. Van Hook looking, lobs it in between the circles to Hadrick. Hadrick moves inside the arc on the left side, passes inside to Hines. Ball gets away, and the possession arrow after the tie-up will give the ball to Bishop Brossart. So Harrison County down by a dozen. Still time left. 7 minutes. Across timeline comes Parker. Moves to the right side. Gets it to the top of the key to Lloyd. Lloyd moves to the left side inside the arc. Now here is a three fired up, but first a travel is going to be called on Parker as she was trying to set her feet. That's only the second turnover by Brossart here in the second half. Harrison County has but 4 since halftime. So down by a dozen. Hadrick will bring the ball into the front court. Across the timeline in the middle of the floor, moves to the left side and throws it away. Steal this time by Parker. Parker underneath the basket finds Lloyd, who had outraced the transition defense down the floor and easily lays it in after the steal to make the score 42-28. 6.5 left to go. Harrison down by 14, needing the bucket in the worst way. Hadrick from the baseline. Forces up a 12-footer. It's no good. That was a terrible shot. Mucked comes down with the rebound for the Lady Stangs. In the front court with the basketball on the block is Kramer. Goes up for a shot. It's no good, but she's going to be fouled by Bailey Hudgens. Be Bailey's first. But Kramer will go to the line where she's 1 for 2. 7 points and 6 rebounds for the junior. First free throw by number 20. To extend her team's lead to 15. If she makes it, is good with 6:19 left. Now Kylie Hudgens will check back in. Molly Kramer's second free throw is on the way and very short, no good. Bodies hit the floor going after that loose ball, and it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Harrison County. Phillies trailed by just 5 at the half, but the second half, for the most part, has been owned by Bishop Brossart. Bailey Hudgens with the basketball, gets it into the front court against the pressure of Parker. Goes inside the arc, gets it in the corner to Van Hook for a three-point try, short. Rebound pulled down by Madison Parker. Racing up the floor and into the front court is Lloyd. Her shot's no good, but she's fouled. And we'll go to the line for 2. Fouls on Kylie Hudgens. That'll be Kylie's second. This will be Lloyd's first trip to the line tonight on the year. She is a 46% free throw shooter. First free throw is perfect, though. She has 16 points now to lead her team. Makes the 16-point advantage. Make that a game-high 17-point margin with 6 minutes left for the Bishop Brossart Lady Stangs. And 17 points individually for Lloyd now. In the front court, Custard gets it between the circles to Bailey Hudgens. Bailey looks to her right. Now a pass that way is knocked away and knocked out of bounds. Harrison County will maintain possession. If you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. From the far hash mark, Van Hook gets the ball inbounds to Bailey Hudgens, and as Bailey goes inside the arc, she's going to be fouled. Fouls on Parker. That'll be her second. One in the bonus coming up for Bailey Hudgens. This will be her first trip to the line tonight on the year, a 68% free throw shooter. First free throw by the freshman is off the front of the rim, no good. And Molly Kramer comes down with her 7th board of the night. Racing up the floor, Lloyd tries a pass down low to Fisher, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds on good hustle play by Kylie Hudgens. Now Lauren McNeese will step back into the game, as will Gab Hadrick. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass is going to be Lloyd. Bailey Hudgens and Van Hook check out. Lloyd, who has 17 points, looking to get the ball in bounds. Now underneath the basket, tries to find Kramer. Ball knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by Hadrick. Gab will bring the ball into the front court. Nearly double dribbled. Gets it to the top of the key. Now to the block. Tries a pass inside, and it's going to be stolen away by Brossart. From the elbow extended, Kramer gets it on the right side to Lloyd. Lloyd goes baseline, kicks it over to the far side to Fisher for a 16-footer, good. 5 points for Bentley Fisher. And now timeout as Lauren McNeese is shaken up. Coming back in, Bailey Hudgens. 47-28. Harrison County down with 5:11 left in the game. Hadrick will walk the ball into the front court. Now moves to the top of the key at the foul line. Gets it back up top to Bailey Hudgens. Bailey drops the ball, but Kylie's there to pick it up. He'll get it back to Custard on the right wing. Custard penetrated, but now backs it back up again wisely. And now a timeout is going to be called by Harrison County. We'll take it as well. 4:51 left to go, your score. Bishop Brossart 47, Harrison County 28. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Get back to action. Bishop Brossart in the midst of a 10-point run, but Harrison County has the ball. Custard on the right wing with 4:43 left. Backs up near the center circle to reset the offense. Angles to the right side in front of the stable. Now reverses back to the top of the key. To the left side, gets the ball to Bailey Hudgens. Bailey now drops the ball. Loose ball picked up by Custard. Custard between the triple team. Tries a pass. It's going to be stolen away this time by Kramer. 5 turnovers already here in the fourth quarter for the Phillies. Kramer throws the ball, stolen by Kylie Hudgens. She'll get the ball to the front court to Custard. Custard drives, cut off by Parker, gets it back to Hadrick, open for a 3-try, good! A rainmaker that time by Hadrick, her first tray of the night. Gets Harrison County back to within 16 at 47-31 and stops that 10-point run. 3:59 left here in this basketball game. In front of her own bench, Kramer with the basketball. Gets it in between the circles now to Parker. Parker back to the right side to Rowe, who's returned to the floor. Bella Rowe gets it between the circles now to Caife. Caife dribbles to the right side. Now picks up her dribble, gets it to Kramer at the top of the key. Kramer back inside the center circle to Parker, to the left side to Rowe. Rowe's pass inside, stolen away by Hines. And Harrison County up the floor. Bailey Hudgens with it. Bailey between the double team puts up a shot that's going to be called off because they're going to call a charge. It'll be Bailey's second personal foul. So give the ball back to the Lady Stangs. Back into the ball game. Hummel and Fisher return for Bishop Brossart. Also, Mocked comes back in, replacing Alexis Caife. Full court man pressure by the Phillies. Trying to inbounds the ball is Hummel. She'll get it into the hands of Rowe. Rowe tracked by Bailey Hudgens as she comes up the floor and drops the ball. Loose ball picked up by Hadrick. Hadrick, an outlet pass to Bailey Hudgens. Ball fake, goes up, makes the layup good. Good job that time by Bailey. The layup after the steal. Gets her team back to within 14 at 47 to 33. 3 minutes left. Parker with the basketball. Gets it in the corner in front of her own bench to Rowe. Rowe brings the ball back up top. Steal by Hadrick. Hadrick goes coast to coast and lays it in. A dozen points for Gab, and Harrison County has chopped the lead down to a dozen at 47 to 35. We have a timeout on the floor. It's going to be a full, so we'll take it as well. 2:46 left to go. Your score: Bishop Brossart 47, Harrison County 35. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. As we get back to play, Kylie Hudgens going for a steal, picks up her third personal foul as Olivia Lloyd checks back in for Brossart, but going to the line will be Claire Hummel for one in the bonus. This will be Hummel's first free throw tries. She's 0 for 2 on the season. Looking for her first point. The first free throw is good. So Hummel, a big free throw there to stop Harrison County's mini run and put her team back up 48 to 35. 2:41 left on the clock. Second free throw for Hummel is off the mark, and Bailey Hudgens gets the rebound. Gets in the front court to Hadrick. Hadrick tries a pass to Custard, who is flashing from the other side of the baseline. Goes through her hands and out of bounds. 18 turnovers on the night for the Phillies. 15 have been committed by Brossart. Against the full court pressure, Hummel. Wraparound pass, gets it inbounds to Parker, who's double teamed. Ball nearly stolen by Keeley. Custard had a good hold of it, but I don't think she realized it and kind of let up on it, but then was able to retie it up. Possession arrow will keep the ball in Brossart's hands. So once again, Hummel will try to get it inbounds. Hummel gets it to Parker, who's run into by Bailey Hudgens going for the steal. That'll be Bailey's third. So we'll walk the other way and shoot one and the bonus. 2:28 left. Harrison coming in 1-4. Brossart 2-2. As we mentioned, Brossart has won 12 of the last 13 meetings between these two schools. Parker at the line for the first time tonight on the year. She is a 67% free throw shooter. First one's on the way in, very short, no good. Rebound pulled in by Hadrick. Gab in the front court goes baseline, and as she goes to the basket, she's going to be fouled before she gets there. Foul is on Lloyd, and that'll be Olivia Lloyd's third. So Hadrick at the line, where she is but 3 for 8. Does have a dozen points. First free throw here is good. And will cut the deficit back down to a dozen at 48-36. 2:22 still on the clock. Second free throw by Hadrick is off the front of the rim, no good, and Mocked comes down with the rebound. Her dribble knocked out of bounds, but Brossart will maintain possession as Lauren McNeese returns to the floor. Facing the full court pressure once again, Lloyd trying to get the ball in bounds. Gets it to Parker. Parker up the sideline and into the front court. Gets it into the corner, this time to Mocked. Mocked in between the circles, finds Hummel. Hummel then hands it off to Parker, a step inside the circle. Now drifts to the right side, gets it into the corner to Hummel. As Hummel tries to split the double team, we're going to have an offensive foul called on Mocked. So on the turnover, give the ball back to the Phillies as Bailey Hudgens and Caroline Van Hook come back in. I'd say we'll see some situational substituting by Coach Marshall the rest of the way at the 2-minute warning, as it were. Exactly 2 minutes left to go. Brossart up 48-36. Coming into this quarter, they led by 11. With the basketball, Hadrick at the top of the key, drifts to the left side. Now makes her move inside the arc to the block. Her up and under shot is no good, and Kramer comes down with the rebound. Don't need to get all wild with our shots here. Across the timeline with the basketball comes Parker. Bounce pass in front of her own bench to Hummel. Up top, she'll find Fisher. Fisher to the far hash mark to Parker. Right now, Brossart just playing keep away. At the top of the key, Hummel now to the right side, finds Fisher. Fisher back to the left side to Lloyd. Lloyd gets it into the paint to Kramer. Kramer fans it back out top to Parker. Parker back to Kramer. Kramer in front of her own bench, now to Parker long range. And now Parker is going to be fouled by Hadrick. That'll be 4 on Gab. But 50 seconds went off the clock before we fouled. Parker 0 for 1 from the line. Double bonus, so 2-shot foul coming up for the senior. Can match her season's average if she makes both of these free throws, which would give her 8. First free throw, though, is no good. She'll have another. Score remains 48-36. 4 of Parker's 6 points coming in the third quarter when Brossart took that big lead with 10 straight points. Second free throw is good. As checking in will be Hannah Kramer. She saw a couple of seconds in the first half. Parker with 7. Puts her team up 49-36. With the basketball out top is Bailey Hudgens. Come on, girls. We don't have all the time in the world here. Pass to the near sideline to Hadrick. Down on the block to Hines. Hines double team. Fans it back out to Van Hook. Van Hook now to Hadrick. As Hadrick makes her move, she's going to be fouled by Olivia Lloyd. Be 4 on Lloyd. Actually, that's 5 on Lloyd. So Olivia Lloyd scores 17 points, but we'll have to watch the final 47 seconds from the bench as she's fouled out. But her team does lead 49-36. At the line, Hadrick. She is 4 for 9. Make it 5 for 10. She makes that free throw to get her team back to within a dozen. And now makes it an 11-point game as she makes that free throw as well. 49-38. Just 47 seconds left. The Phillies, I think, are going to run out of time. In the backcourt with the basketball is Parker. And she's going to be fouled by Kylie Hudgens. That'll be Kylie's 4th. So we'll take a walk the other way to shoot one. Nope, should be a double bonus. And that's actually 5 on Kylie Hudgens. So she checks out. 2 points, 2 rebounds. And her team trailing 49-38. Caroline Van Hook will check in. Also coming back in the game, Van Hook replacing McNeese to get some offense back out there for when we get the ball back. Parker just 1 for 3 from the line, but this is a double bonus. First one's on the way and no good. Kafe comes back in. for the Lady Stangs. Phillies trailed by as many as 18 points at one time. Second free throw for the senior Parker is going to bounce in there good. Back in the game, Hannah Kramer returns. 50-38 now your score. Into the front court comes Custard. In between the circles to Hadrick. Thought about the NBA three. Now gets it back to Custard on the left side on the baseline to Van Hook for a 15-footer. Good. Give Keeley the assist. Van Hook the points. And a timeout by Harrison County. We'll take it as well. 31 seconds left to go. Your score. Bishop Brossart 50. Harrison County 40. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN. Alex Caife makes a shot and is fouled, and will have a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. For Caife, that's 8 points for her now. Makes it a 52-40 score with just 26 seconds left. Caife's free throw rolls in there. She is now 3 for 3 from the line and has 9 points. 53-40. With the basketball up top, Hadrick gets to the left side to Bailey. Hutchins in the paint to Hines. Hines ball fake back to Bailey. Left side for the three. No. Rebound chased down and knocked it out of bounds by Bishop. They're going to say Harrison County knocked it out. So Bishop Brossart gets the ball back. With just 13 seconds left. Harrison down by 13. Inbounds pass will come to Parker. Parker crosses the midcourt stripe on the far side of the circle. Now with 6 seconds left, we'll just dribble out the clock. And the Harrison County Phillies fall to 1-5 with this 53-40 loss to the Bishop Brossart Lady Stangs, who themselves improved to 3-2 on the year. Well, despite the loss, some positive things coming out of this game. Most notably, the 12-3 run by the Phillies after they got down by 19 in the fourth quarter, putting some pressure on, but eventually lose by that 13-point margin. We invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game show, brought to you by MCTC Lincoln Valley Campus. We'll go over all the scoring and stats. We'll also have a chat with Coach Marshall to get her thoughts on tonight's game, as well as name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. All of that coming up after this timeout. But once again, from the hilltop, your final score, Bishop Brossart 53, Harrison County 40. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a four-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County falls by a final score of 53-40 to Bishop Brossart here on the Hilltop tonight. Bishop Brossart a significant size advantage over the Phillies, and it showed in the rebounding difference of 30-16. Other than that, everything else pretty even as our girls played pretty well, but just unable to stop all those second chance opportunities by the Mustangs, who pulled down 11 offensive rebounds. Game was tight early. In fact, Harrison County only trailed by 5, 23-18, starting things out in the third quarter. But quickly, the Lady Stangs shot out to a 37-22 lead in the third quarter, outscoring Harrison County some 14-4. But then the Phillies made a little comeback as they got the deficit back down to just 11 points going into the fourth quarter. But then a 10-point run in the early part of the fourth quarter kind of put the game away for Bishop Brossart, although Phillies kept on fighting, went on a 12-3 run of their own to get back to within 10 before eventually losing by 13. So the girls got to fight. If there's nothing else about this team has a lot of fight in them. Taking a look at the individual scoring, first for Bishop Brossart, who now is 3-2 on the year. They were led by Olivia Lloyd's 17 points as she hit a couple of early threes in the first quarter that kind of set the tone for the game, as Harrison County never led in the contest, as I'm checking to see if possibly that 17 by Lloyd is her career high. And it is her career high. So Olivia Lloyd, a career high 17 points to lead her team. 8 points each for Madison Parker and also Molly Kramer. 9 points for Alexis Caife. 5 points each for Lauren Mocht and Bentley Fisher. And a single point for Claire Hummel rounds out the scoring for the Lady Stangs here tonight. Also playing but not scoring, Bella Rowe, Hannah Kramer, Jill Plano, and Cora Birch. For Harrison County, Gab Hadrick led the way with 15 points, including a tray. 9 points for Kara Hines, who had to sit quite a bit of that second quarter in foul trouble. And then 4 points each for Keely Custard, Caroline Van Hook, and Bailey Hudgens, and a couple of points as well for both Kylie Hudgens and Lauren McNeese. Good to see Lauren back out on the floor playing her tough defense. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break, come back, and take a look at the team stats following this timeout. 53-40, Bishop Brossart beats Harrison County here on the Hilltop. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. The Hilltop, joined now by Coach Marshall. And Coach, as I was saying, if there's nothing else about this team, they've got a lot of fight in them. I mean, even when we got down by 19 late, we kept on playing and got the game back to within 10 points, just ran out of time.
Yeah, and we just, like we've talked about this before, we got to find offense.
Yeah.
We got to find offense, and I'm not pleased with our defense. The last two games, I've been really displeased with our defense and our effort and our communication. And I mean, in the first quarter, we gave up 2 wide open threes, just right off the bat, and the person's just standing underneath the basket. She catches it, and she still hasn't even moved. That's not acceptable. Yes, we want to be in help and stuff like that, but for you not to even move until she catches it, that's not effort. And then we gave up way too many backdoors in that first half. And we talked about it. But again, you got to go out there and play. You got to get experience playing out there. And Brossart does a great job of constantly moving,
yes.
And they're very patient on offense.
Extremely.
They don't go out there in one pass and put something up. They're very patient, and so they really test your defense. And so this is a good film where we can go back and we can watch and see how there were a lot of switches and a lot of dribble handoffs and backdoor screens and stuff like that we have to communicate on. And we might do it the first time, but then somebody else doesn't do it. And so then we got lost. And so, we got to do a better job of that. I thought Some positives, though. I thought it was good to have Lauren back.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
she came in and she did some positive things. She's just going to have to get herself back in shape
Right.
and condition, and then also learn, understanding what all we're wanting and the concepts. And then I thought Kylie looked good when she came in.
Yes.
She does a lot of good things. Just hustle. Like,
Right.
you don't have to be the best basketball, just hustling. And that's where, I'm questioning some other people's hustle all the time to go out there and compete. And, not stop short of it. Like, the way we want to play is a little bit more chaotic, and we've got some people holding back right now.
Yeah.
And we need to let them, they got to let loose. And that's why, I like Lauren and Kylie's style because of that. But then, they don't understand all the offensive stuff
Right.
yet, where they've not been here. So, it just, again, we talked about this the other day. It's a work in progress, and we, I didn't think we played good, but, to stay in the game. And that's what I told them. I was like, it was a 9-point game with a minute to go in third quarter, and we looked like we were defeated. And finally, we got a little bit of a spike in our energy and kept fighting. And, our free throws, I don't think our free throws
No, we were
awful.
just 11
Yeah.
of 19.
Yeah, that's, Gab 6 for 12. There's
Yeah.
no way. Like, she's definitely she's a really good free throw shooter. And, I think she's struggling right now to figure out, when do I take over, when do I not. And that's what I told her. I was like, I wanted the ball in your hands late, but she was looking to pass. I want you to put the team on your shoulders and you take it. And you got to the rim, and then you were looking to pass instead of going on and drawing that foul and going on and finishing. And I think she's struggling to figure out when I want her to do that, when I don't. So we'll work that out.
Yeah, that has to be one of the hardest things for a basketball player, especially one that can drive and make baskets like Gav, is to, okay, when do I just completely do Rajon Rondo and take this game over and do it all myself, or as opposed to, okay, I need to get the rest of my teammates involved because I'm afraid if I don't, they'll start standing around.
Yeah, and I mean, our spacing was awful. Our spacing was really bad, and but I told him, I said, well, the good thing about the next week and a half is you have no time to sit there and pout about it, because you get to come in tomorrow and then turn around and play again. So we'll just have to keep playing and keep fixing it. It's not going to be any easier. Bryan Station, is athletic and quick, and that's going to be a challenge for us, and playing disciplined and under control. So we'll see.
All right, Coach, appreciate you coming by, and we'll talk to you Wednesday.
Thank you.
Head Philly basketball coach Kim Marshall after Harrison County's 53-40 loss at the hands of the Bishop Brossart Lady Stangs here tonight. Take a look at the team stats in the game. As I said, very even except for the rebounding. Harrison County makes 14 out of 35 shots. That's 40%. It's okay. Bishop Brossart, 20 of 45. That's 44.4%, so very even. Harrison only tried 8 threes and made 1, while Bishop Brossart 3 for 15 from long range. Free throw line, both teams, I'm sure that both coaches are a little upset with their teams. Harrison County 11 of 19, that's only 57.9%, while Brossart, they were just 10 out of 17, that's 58.8%. So I'm sure that both Coach Marshall and Coach Parker will have a little free throw shooting done in practice tomorrow. Turnovers, basically even. Harrison committed 18 turnovers on the night, while Bishop Brossart had 16 miscues on the evening. But the rebounding, this is a big difference here. 30-16. 4 offensive and 12 defensive rebounds for the Phillies. Leading rebounders, plural, on the night, Kara Hines and Bailey Hudgens, who each had 4 boards apiece. Meanwhile, 11 offensive and 19 defensive rebounds for the 30 for Bishop Brossart. They were paced in that department tonight by Molly Kramer, who had 8 boards, 5 of which came in the second quarter, when there for a while it seemed like she was getting everything off of the backboards. So there are your team stats for tonight's game. We'll take one more break, come back, and name our Judy Construction Company player of the game after this timeout. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a 4-year university. So never
Back
put
here at the
your dreams on
Hilltop.
hold and
All we
never
have left to do
underestimate
now is name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. And we're going to give it to Gab Hadrick. 15 points, a couple of rebounds, and an assist. So congratulations, Gab, for that output tonight. 8 of her 15 came in the fourth quarter when the Phillies made that nice comeback towards the end to make the score somewhat respectable. But in the end, though, the Phillies are now 1-5 with their third straight loss, while Bishop Brossart improves to 3-2. As Coach mentioned, the Phillies will be back here on the Hilltop on Wednesday when the Lady Defenders of Bryan Station come to town. Always a tough out as far as that's concerned. So come on up and support your Phillies tomorrow, or make that Wednesday against Bryan Station. Meanwhile, our next broadcast will be tomorrow night when the Harrison County Thoroughbreds, riding a 3-game winning streak, will take their act to Winchester to take on the reigning 10th Region champion, Clark County Cardinals. So the Phillies tonight play the defending 10th Region champion Lady Stangs of Bishop Brossart. Tomorrow night, the Breds do the same at Clark County. Game time is set for 7:30. We'll have all the action for you right here on WCYN, beginning with the pregame show sponsored by Cynthiana Hardee's at about a quarter after. I want to thank my engineer back at the station, Ed Lewis, who always does a great job. And as always, I want to thank all of our sponsors, because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School basketball on the air. So from the Hilltop, your final score for the final time, Bishop Brossart 53, Harrison County 40.